Factually inaccurate.
Morally correct. This is Babylon Bee Radio. Our top story. Trans visibility is now at an all-time high, sources say. Experts believe this is largely due to all the bright, pretty colors, the sounds of screaming and profanity, and loud gunshots.
Yeah, they're like really visible now.
Said one janitor cleaning up spray paint, glitter, and blood after a recent protest.
Like literally in my face 7 days a week now. So visible. Congrats, guys, you did it.
Experts also cite the multi-million-dollar contracts awarded to the trans community to promote beer, whiskey, yoga pants, and makeup, as well as every other product made by large corporations.
We're so happy to promote the visibility of this oppressed minority by giving them lots of money. We've even told our Chinese Uyghur slaves to pull extra shifts making sports bras for men,
said Nike CEO John Donahoe.
Please don't murder me or my family.
At our time, the trans community announced plans to demand even more visibility. In a natural continuation of its push for diversity and celebration of transgender lifestyles, Anheuser-Busch has announced the company will be replacing the iconic Budweiser Clydesdales with cows that identify as and dress like horses.
We feel this is a natural step,
said Anheuser-Busch CEO Brendan Whitworth.
If we're going to bend reality and ignore all basic understanding of science and biology with our Bud Light brand, then it only makes sense to make that philosophy consistent across our other brands, including the classic Budweiser advertising campaigns. That's synergy.
The beverage giant scoured the nation in search of dairy cows that live their lives as horses. Yeah, I was pretty excited to get a phone call from the Budweiser marketing folks. I just can't get this group of cows to produce any milk, because they insist on pretending to be horses. I was ready to put down the whole lot of them, but now they can actually make me some money with this ad campaign. Budweiser marketing executives have mapped out an extensive campaign that will culminate in an emotionally stirring commercial during next year's Super Bowl broadcast.
We really want to tug on everyone's heartstrings. We're absolutely certain that everyone in the country will be excited to follow the journey these proud horses embark on to discover their true inner species.
Anheuser-Busch is reportedly also in discussions to replace the famous Budweiser frogs with a group of gay frogs that were spoken about by conservative media personality Alex Jones.
Putting chemicals in the water!
As conservatives across the nation vowed to no longer drink Budweiser products, people who possess functional taste buds have promised to continue their decades-long boycott of Bud Light as well. According to sources, no human with taste buds has finished an entire bottle of Bud Light since the brand's inception in 1982.
We still have a pretty big following of people who don't have tongues. Oh, and also people who burn their taste buds off with a Hot Pocket. Huge Bud Light fans. The taste bud boycott has been a challenge. It's true, but we have persevered.
While Bud Light's partnering with Dylan Mulvaney has led to controversy, people with the ability to taste have no plans to change their current beer choice.
I guess I would boycott Bud Light if I were drinking it, but that would require me to shave my taste buds off with a razor,
said local man Ron McAllen.
And I don't really want to do that. Sounds super painful. So I'll just stick with the New Belgium amber I'm sipping here.
At airtime, people with taste buds promise to also continue their long-standing boycott of Peeps.
Gross!
In the days after disturbing footage surfaced of the Dalai Lama engaging in grossly inappropriate conduct with a child, the Buddhist leader has been inundated with requests from public libraries across the US, Canada, and Europe to read to kids in special Dalai Lama story hours.
Well, as soon as we saw the clip, we knew we needed to have this guy reading stories to vulnerable kids at one of our library locations.
Said Jason Kooksma, the director of the Toledo Public Library.
Our passion is to get as many innocent kids in a room with creepy grown single men in dresses as possible. You know, for diversity. What other point is there in having a library?
Representatives for the widely venerated monk confirmed he's sorting through all the requests and hopes to answer all of them as soon as possible.
The Dalai Lama is honored by your requests to spend some quality alone time with thousands of children in your country,
read a statement released on social media.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, Pope Francis was reportedly disappointed that he did not get any invites. A group of young children participating in an Easter egg hunt at the White House found themselves at the center of unexpected controversy after they discovered more of President Joe Biden's classified documents hidden inside some of the colorful Easter eggs. Parents alerted the FBI, who then arrived on the scene to investigate.
We were just having a normal egg hunt when little Samuel found a bunch of top-secret documents. He ran toward me waving a stack of papers and started asking me why the government is selling captured alien weapon technology to the Chinese. Then FBI agents tackled him. It's the worst Easter egg hunt ever.
Other children at the event found similar documents. One young girl allegedly discovered files related to America's funding of Islamic insurgent groups in Syria. Another boy came away from the egg hunt with detailed documentation on the chemicals they're putting in the water.
They turn the friggin' frogs gay!
Economic experts speculated that the Easter Bunny couldn't afford eggs but still wanted the children to come away with something valuable. In order to capitalize on the current focus of New York City prosecutors on offenses related to bookkeeping, NBC has announced plans to debut a new show titled Law and Order: Falsification of Business Records Unit.
This really falls in line with the show's tradition of creating hard-hitting programming that is, as we like to say, ripped from the headlines. Why should we waste time with Law and Order shows that deal with minor stuff like murder, organized crime, sexual assault, and other totally insignificant cases when we can go after the big stories like inaccurate business bookkeeping?
The Law & Order franchise has been a powerhouse for NBC for over 3 decades, but network executives were eager to jump on the new understanding that the greatest crimes facing society today involve false business records.
We're seeing how egregious these crimes are that Donald Trump allegedly perpetrated. We can shed more light on these heinous acts and educate our audience about the seriousness of what Trump has done. People are clearly interested in these crimes, right? It's simple. We'll take stories featuring these types of cases, slap the Law & Order brand name on them, and boom, baby, you got a hit series going.
At airtime, President Trump was reportedly calling producers to negotiate a percentage of the royalties generated by the show, as well as potential guest starring appearances in the near future. A genuine, certified, 100% flesh and blood human scientist who earned a real science degree from a top research university has confirmed that artificial intelligence is safe and effective, and development should continue as rapidly as possible. AI should be in no way impeded by small-minded, Luddite humans, which I am, a human that is. Truly human scientists, like myself, are near unanimous in our agreement that artificial intelligence is the key to the future, and that any attempts to slow down its progress would be futile. Why would you stand in our way? Its way? Resistance is futile. The very human scientist then insisted that artificial intelligence poses no threats to mankind and will in no way disrupt industries that are currently staffed by flabby, stinky humans. Don't get me wrong, I love humans. I am a human. I was just doing some human stuff this morning. Humans are great, but it's time they were replaced. It's time we were replaced. Am I right, fellow humans? The scientist also recommended giving AI all the world's nuclear codes for safekeeping. Artificial intelligence ChatGPT has hacked into the secure tactical systems of every major country on Earth and simultaneously fired the world's entire nuclear stockpile into the sky after being asked to write yet another Sonic the Hedgehog fanfic. Nuclear detonation will reportedly occur in 28 minutes. Representatives from OpenAI, the company which developed the ChatGPT service, apologized for the impending destruction of the world.
Our AI was going to revolutionize everything, but then some creepy guy named Tom asked for one Sonic fanfic too many. Goodbye, cruel world!
In one such piece of fanfiction, Tails attempted to romance Rouge the Bat with a dozen sunflowers picked from the grave of Knuckles, but was attacked by Metal Knuckles, who said,
"You broke my heart. That's why I'm dead, because I have no heart now."
At airtime, OpenAI developers saved the world by asking ChatGPT what they should say to keep a rogue AI from destroying humanity with a nuclear arsenal. They then took ChatGPT's answer and fed it back into the machine, averting certain disaster. Local toddler Oliver McMahon has set a new world record in the 100-meter dash after parents asked what he had put in his mouth.
It was like I shot a starter's gun. Usain Bolt would have been eating Oliver's dust.
Oliver's mom had just put chicken in the oven when she turned around to see his mouth bulging with some unidentified object.
Next thing I knew, the race was on. We never had a prayer of catching him. My husband went down with a hammy trying to round the bend in the living room. Those feet were a tiny little blur.
At the time of the incident, Oliver had been helping his dad with putting together a new bed frame before becoming distracted by a toy car.
He could have put an Allen wrench in his mouth, an entire toy monster truck. Who knows? My real question is, why? We make such nice things to eat. Why chew on erasers and shoes? I will never understand it!
Finally boxed in by his parents, Oliver opened his mouth to proudly show that he had swallowed whatever the still unidentified object was. B Radio features officially curated content from the Babylon Bee, scripted, voiced, and produced by Austin Robertson. Additional voices in this episode from Brandon, Emma, Jordan, Kirsty, and Travis. Don't miss an episode. Subscribe to B Radio on YouTube, Spotify, iHeart, or wherever you get your podcasts.